Some women don't chase, ... and yet they're never forgotten. They don't shout, beg, or break. They vanish, quietly, completely, but their echo lingers. Not in what they said, but in what they withheld. It's because a woman's silence is not absence. It is presence sharpened into mystery. And for the man who cannot name his longing, her stillness becomes his storm. She is not just a woman. She is an archetype moving through time, sculpting like a myth, sculpted by her pain, but not owned by it. When she enters his world, she doesn't demand space. ... She becomes the space. And he, the unaware man, does not yet know that he's projecting his anima onto her. His forgotten feminine, his unloved mother, his uncried childhood. He believes he desires her. But what he truly seeks is himself, reflected in her mystery, teased by her silence, and haunted by what she will never explain. When she stops over-explaining, he begins to hear echoes of his own noise. When she no longer reacts, he's left face to face with the emptiness inside him, he always covered with chaos. She does not slam doors, she closes them gently. And in that gentleness, his ego breaks louder than any scream. He cannot control what he cannot predict. And she's become a silence no strategy can seduce. As days pass without her validation, he feels an ache, not in his heart, but in his identity. Because she no longer mirrors him, Carl Jung once said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Now, fate feels like her, the text that never comes, the voice he forgot to value, until it fell silent in his mind. He begins to dream of her, but not as she was, as she might have been had he seen her beyond his own shadow. Imagine a man wandering a vast, ancient room, walls lined with mirrors. Each one shows a version of himself he has never dared to face. And in the center stands a woman. Still, soft, unreadable. She says nothing, but her presence demands he choose, confront the hidden, or be consumed by it. He reaches for her, but his hands only meet glass. She was never his to possess. She was the mirror, and he was always chasing a reflection. She does not return. It's not out of punishment, but because she has returned to herself, he begins to understand. Not with words, but with absence. The way an addict understands sobriety. ... By the silence after the last high, she is no longer performing worth. She is not seducing. She is not proving. She is becoming. And in her becoming, he begins to dissolve. Somewhere in his bones, he knows. She was the call to his own depth. It's not a lover to be kept, but a symbol to awaken him. She moved like moonlight, never asking for the sun to understand her glow. And as she walks away, she does not look back. Not because she does not feel, but because she finally sees. The woman who walks away in silence isn't weak. She simply sees more.